Welcome to Village TV, the story behind small business and entrepreneurs. Today we're talking about small business profit boosters. And with me, I'm joined by Alistair Gray. How are you, man?
Great.
Good. Now, I should actually call you Dr. Profit because that's what you're actually better known as.
Absolutely.
And you are Dr. Profit. Now, you're the guy that implements really easy strategies to boost profit in small businesses. And the best thing I like about your strategies is that they're low cost.
Absolutely.
Now, I know why you call Dr. Profit. I know what you do, but can you just tell the guys out there why you call Dr. Profit before we get into some really cool tips about how to boost profit in small business?
Well, the name Dr. Profit came by accident, really. I was sitting down working with a client and just coming up with some coaching strategies and some strategies how to make more money, and it was sort of like a prescription. and they come out and all of a sudden she said, well, you should be called Dr. Profit. And from there it's just sort of grown, and that's how it is. But basically all I do is work with small businesses, helping them to actually double, maybe triple their businesses just by focusing on simple, low cost,
easy to implement.
Well, really the profit drivers in the business.
Okay.
All right. So that's like need more leads, need more conversions, all those.
So it's almost like you issue out like a couple of green pills for you, a few red or blue pills for you, depending on what the business needs and where it needs to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. Now you must see a lot. I know you work with a lot of businesses. You must see business make a lot of mistakes. Because a lot of small business people get into business but have no idea what they're doing.
Absolutely.
So what is the number one mistake you often see businesses make?
Well, I think the one thing that businesses, they actually don't focus on actually making a profit. And this actually sounds absolutely dumb.
You're serious?
Dumb and stupid. They actually go into business and they say, oh, I've got more sales, and they want to do all this sort of stuff. But the key thing is, and one of the key things I encourage people to do is to set aside about an hour, 90 minutes every day, have a profit. So you sit down and actually work, what are the key things that I want to actually grow in my business?
Okay.
Because no one spends any time working actually on their business or in the business.
Yes.
So you actually say, what are the key things that I can do this week, and spend about an hour
to great profit.
Yep, just focusing on
so
growing your business.
10 calls or
whatever it is, you actually work out what are the things that, and actually focus on something that's actually going to grow the profit in your business. Okay. Whether it's working out a strategy for a marketing strategy or sales or something like that. And
tell me, is it because people don't want to do some things that are hard or tough, or they don't know how to do? Do they avoid the profit-making stuff because it's too difficult?
I think we're all lazy. Let's get real. Let's get real. We're in business. We're all business. The phone's ringing. You're trying to make all sorts of stuff and implementing stuff. I think one of the real things that I actually find I add value, for example, through my rapid growth coaching program, where I just sit down with people when we get to know each other. Focus very much on how to implement some key strategies. It's all about implementation. Okay. Even if you take one thing, see, we have all these things we listen on, and we've got all these things to actually implement. And in actual fact, you're better off to focus on one or two things, get them over the line, and then go to the next thing, and then move forward. So very, very focused.
Focus. And I think that's, as you said, people need to sit down and allocate that time.
Yeah.
What are the other big mistakes businesses make in not driving profits?
Measurement.
Yes.
No one measures anything. So, for example, like they'll run a promotion and they won't work out whether you've made any money out of that promotion.
Or if it's actually driven any more engagement or anything.
Oh, look, or where are the telephones ringing, or people coming from the website? Where is the business coming from?
Okay.
So little sort of very, very simple stuff like that. So measure, and monitor everything that you're doing in your business. Yep. So the different aspects, where are all the touch points, what's going on? Because the more information you have about your business, the easier it is actually to grow, because the things that are working, because if you're focusing on profit, you can, and it costs you so much to do something, and you're going to make a profit, you do more of it.
Okay.
If you're losing money, cut it out. I mean, this is like there's no rocket science in this. I mean, there's heaps of other things like I just constantly come across people who just don't get contact details of people they're doing business with, or pick up the telephone and
database management.
Absolutely, real basic stuff like that.
Okay, so we've talked about a couple of the problems that people have. Let's talk about tips, 5 tips that small business owners can implement today or implement over the next month to actually drive or boost their profits.
Like, I'm going to give you some stuff that is like, I think is just so simple and it's so easy, and most people don't do it. The first one,
yes,
cost management, right? And
scary.
Absolutely, I'm into growing, so I don't necessarily focus a heap on costs, but really interesting, right? We get into our rut, so we get all these subscriptions. Only last week, my wife, in terms of my own car business insurance, my wife had just renewed her insurance and saved an enormous amount off that. And so I went and had a look at my own car insurance. I'd say $480 just like that off the bottom line. For small business, that's quite a lot.
It's a lot of money.
So all I'm really saying, spend 2 minutes.
How can you save, where can you save money?
Yeah, so just go and review your expenses and all those little things, the insurances, the subscriptions.
So by having a good accounting setup, by having good practices, knowing where you're spending money, you can actually save money.
Yep.
Okay, cool. What's tip number 2?
The next real simple thing to do is just increase your prices. Right, and this is so fundamental, right? People really struggle with increasing their prices. I can't remember what the number is, but if you increase your prices by 10%, you probably have to lose about 30% of your customers to actually
go backwards.
Right? Okay, so whatever that number is.
And so I guess you got to trust that you're actually delivering a good service. People like working with you, and people want to do work with you.
And the thing that I always say, are your customers complaining about your prices? If they're not complaining about your prices, it's a good chance that you're actually undercharging.
Too little.
Right.
Okay, good. Increase your prices.
Okay. Another simple thing
3
is run a profit surge cash generation letter out to your existing customers. So make a real offer to your existing customers, your past customers, or reactivate.
So basically this is a promotion to drive people back into your business.
Yep.
Okay, cool. By doing a special offer.
Yep.
Okay.
So I mean that's really I mean, I'm talking really basic stuff here. But the simple stuff are really easy to do.
And you probably should do that almost every quarter or once a month or something. You should have a promotional campaign.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, when you start working with me and, we go through and work through our, coaching sessions and stuff like that, one of the things I always work out is putting together a communications plan.
Yes.
Right? Because we've got so many medias and different stuff and all those sort of stuff.
Cool. And that would help if you had a database.
Yeah.
Collected details.
Yep.
All right. Number 4.
I'm trying to remember what I was saying.
There's so many good ones.
Number 4.
I tell you what, talk to me about social media these days. Because I think not enough businesses put enough time into it. Is it a time waster or a time gainer? In terms of profit gain, I should say.
I find social media is, you have to work it. You actually raise your profile. If you're actually delivering value, people will come to you. If you're delivering value, or you will actually create a significant amount of interest in terms of what you're doing, so people pick up the telephone. I constantly get people, they see me on LinkedIn, or in fact, I'll be honest, I'm not a big Twitter person, but I actually post regularly on Twitter because I use a thing called Page Mondo, and I sit down and work out my posts.
Okay.
And so I'm constantly getting people when you're out and about saying, hey, what do you about that? Only this morning I got an invitation to something purely because of what I've been posting recently. Nice. I had a theme. And my current theme that I'm posting on is all about referrals. And in fact, there's another strategy that I had.
Referrals?
Right, now in terms of referrals, this is a really powerful, very simple thing that small business owners can do. Every day, make a call to 3 friends, 3 associates, or past customers, and ask them for referrals. If you do that, make 3 calls a day for a whole 30 days, I will guarantee you will get new business.
Referrals. And we're talking about low-cost strategies here. Low-cost, easy to implement.
Absolutely.
It's a simple phone call.
Yep. It is as simple as that, right? And it's just actually asking people. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Yeah.
And it's really as simple as that. And most people actually want to help you.
It's not even that. Most people actually want what you have to offer. They just forget to ask you as well.
And of course, don't forget, this can be a reciprocation, because sometimes they might want help too. And if you actually make a point of actually helping them, because I actually believe the more you help others to achieve what they want, people come back and help to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love referral. I'm a massive fan of referral. I think, but you've got to have a strategy. You've got to put it into place. You've got to make an effort. It doesn't come by itself unless you help people refer you, or you go out there and, as you say, make the call.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
Yep.
I love that. Yep. I don't think enough businesses out there put enough effort into structuring a referral plan.
Yeah. Number 5, because I know I said we're going to do 5, and it's very, very simple.
This is the green pill.
And this is actually a really interesting one. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, this is not going to work. But I can tell you that it will really work. Is actually send a hard copy newsletter out to your clients, right? I'm not talking about an electronic newsletter. I'm actually talking about one of those ones that go out in the mail. Now, the reason that I talk about a hard copy newsletter, first of all, you've got to make it not necessarily about the business stuff, but actually make some personal, generate a personality around you. Okay. So talk about the family dog, the new baby, the cat, the new car, the sporting interest, about Rotary, whatever you want to talk about, right? And people actually connect with you through the hard copy. The hard copy sits on the coffee table, doesn't get thrown out. They pass it on. Okay. And I think of my son, who's an electrician, right? And he sends out hard copy newsletters. Every time that he sends out a hard copy newsletter, the telephone rings. And in fact, he has telephone calls that come relating to newsletters as much as 12 months past.
12 months.
Right. And they talk about the new baby or something else that he's talked about in his newsletter. Not about him, but they remember him because of that, in that hard copy newsletter.
So what makes small business so special is that fact that it's about people, and that people love working with people, and those small things. I love small business for that fact.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there you go. Hard copy's not dead.
No, absolutely. Hard copy's not dead, but let's be serious, right? You work out who you want to do it, because you're not going to do it to everyone.
Okay.
And what I'd also say on top of that, obviously you still do your electronic newsletters and all those things, because it's complementary.
Excellent. I think that's such a good idea. 5 simple things to put into place.
Yep.
Easy, cost effective. Let's talk about what people can do to get biggest bang for their buck.
Absolutely. Biggest bang for their duck. For their duck.
Quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack. The biggest bang for their buck is really partnership marketing.
Okay. Right? We're talking about JVs or
joint ventures, partnership marketing.
Right.
So, and if you put together, in terms of like you're having a focus month, we're talking about focusing and how to grow your profits over the next month. If you, for the next month, or create the strategy of attempting to put in place one joint venture or some sort of partnership, one a week, right? And don't forget, some of these things take time to implement. So you actually have a strategy of putting these together. I was only out with a travel agent yesterday, talking about where she's putting a partnership marketing together with a wine company, and she's giving a discount off international travel. You could do it with a hairdresser and a cafeteria or something like that.
So anywhere your ideal client is hanging out.
Absolutely. So be very, and you want to make sure that the partners are right for you, right? Because you've got to, both of you actually have to be committed to making something happen.
Yes.
Right? Because often the big mistake is that one party's really wanting to do it and the other's not.
Yes.
So you actually have to be working together and sit down and actually talk about it, how you're going to make it work. And there's some really, really powerful things by doing that. Because if you're out in the marketplace, you've got lots of connections and associations anyway. And if you can help each other, what we're talking about is helping about each other.
Now, if you guys out there, if you want to learn more great tips, first thing you need to do is subscribe. That make sure that you get lots more on Village TV. But if you want to speak to Alistair Gray, Dr. Profit, about getting more great tips about boosting your profit in small business, where do they go?
Simply go to boostyourprofit.com.au, right? Or there's several opportunities on there. So there's a special report in terms of how to boost your profit by 45, 60% in 90 days. It's also a free offer to get one of my complimentary rapid growth business coaching sessions where we can talk more detail about helping people to actually make these things happen.
Well, it's so easy. Really, it couldn't be easier. And we all need to double our profit. So if you want to double your profit, don't hesitate, okay? Go to boostyourprofit.com.au, have a chat with Alistair, and find out how you can simply take a few good strategies, implement them in your business, and grow your business today. Alistair, it's been great having you on the show. Thank you for sharing your tips. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean, and it's been great actually looking at the village here and what you're doing. I think it's absolutely fabulous.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. So that's another show from Village TV. Make sure you subscribe to all our upcoming shows. We look forward to seeing you soon.